Hey guys, it's Respawn. Welcome back to another Valorant video. Today we're going to be going over Cypher's cyber cages, trap wires, and cameras on Split post-patch 0.49. Along with going over specific placement, I'm going to go over some awesome complete setups for solo holding bomb sites later in the video. Starting with B bomb and mid, this is one of the best cam spots for LOS to the majority of B. It's high enough to be out of enemy immediate LOS while also providing visual over a huge portion of the bomb site. I found that being able to provide early info to my team on a B push has always proven to be the most useful. You notice that the majority of the cam spots give you LOS into B garage, or at least a glimpse of a rotation to garage. These next few cams are fairly inconspicuous, or are on angles that are more difficult to destroy, or are often looked over. Post-patch 0.49, you're no longer able to put the cams in these trees. If you're looking for a higher viewing angle instead of placing your cam on the face of this trellis, putting it on the side will make it harder for the enemy to pinpoint its exact location to destroy once they spot the cam's red light. Knowing that after multiple rounds, enemies will begin to pick up on your cam locations, making minor adjustments to locations while maintaining similar LOS is going to be your best option for further placement. If you're finding that the enemy is pushing mid to heaven more often than strong push into garage, this spot is great for viewing heaven if you plan on playing more passive. I was hesitant to place this glitch spot into the video because it's definitely going to be patched out soon, but if you found that the enemy continues to split B, this spot will give you very early info on what to expect from their numbers on a garage push. This one-way smoke is awesome when used with a trap wire. Trigger the cage when the enemy trips your wire, or is close enough to destroy it. The cams you're about to see me place are to represent the head height of your enemy, showing that they are unable to see you even at the furthest angle.
Cage triggered.
This next one-way smoke is one of my favorites. It can be placed during the buy phase and it's great for holding mid and B heaven. Place your cam in mailroom up high and wait for the enemy to push deeper into mid. Once they cross the corner of the mailroom, trigger your cage and you'll have full visibility of their legs.
Cage triggered.
You'll find that utilizing wires on B are great for setting ambushes and for passive info. I like to play B from behind the large stack in the middle by default bomb site, and these trap wires will provide info on the initial push into B, and again if enemies begin to flank you toward heaven. For this trap, be sure to place it past the door so that if the enemy does trip it, you know that they are at least this far into B and haven't just destroyed it because they could hear it while pushing in. This is another great trap for playing B passive or for playing it from heaven, letting you know that the enemy has made it this far into the site. If you're playing B main and you're finding your team can't hold mid, this is a great trap to let you know that the enemy is pushed in the mailroom and plan to enter heaven rather than taking ropes to A. Alright guys, let's talk A. If you choose to play A-bomb, once again early info is going to be vital for your team to rotate. Unlike other maps, rotations on Split take a bit longer on both attacking and defending, and this can work out in your favor. So calling out a push to one site or another early is going to be crucial. This first camp spot will provide LOS, but needs to be done right after the buy phase. It's purposely placed on this angle because it's harder to spot from the attacking side due to the viewing angle. The next spot can be done during the buy phase and is going to allow you to see down A main and can't be destroyed initially, but note that you won't be able to tag enemies from this location. Another great spot for early intel is this corner, which will allow you to call out how many enemies are pushing through A main to ramps. Similarly, this spot will allow you to do the same, but is less visible to the enemy, but doesn't give you visual to A main. This is a simple full setup using a combination of a trap and a tripwire. Holding this corner as any other agent is good for nothing other than a trade, but with Cypher's utility, you have a better chance at spotting an enemy with a trap and covering your exit with a cage. You can get creative with wires if you plan to hold a heaven. This wire is hard to spot if it's tripped. Oftentimes the enemy pushing into heaven will think it's attached to the inside of the door frame, giving you more time to react if they struggle to destroy it. I found that a lot of times trades happen in mid, leaving ropes susceptible to a rotation. If you hold a heaven, trapping ropes is a great way to tell if enemies are pushing over to A from mid. This next one-way smoke on A main may seem a little crazy, but hear me out. It's going to take some practice to get the jump throw down. But if the enemy is strong pushing A, a quick throw and immediate trigger can provide some quick, easy eliminations.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Another way to throw this trap is by exposing yourself with the jiggle peak and throwing it. This will also take some practice. You'll need to pre-aim this antenna and expose yourself quickly to throw it.
Triggered.
Another full setup for a one-way smoke involves placing the cam on this location I showed you before during the buy phase and playing from a heaven. Also during the buy phase, set yourself up on this corner, aim at this gray triangle outside the map, and throw your cage onto this ledge. After the buy phase, toss a wire deeper into the choke point near A main. You can play heaven how you see fit while monitoring A main from your cam. If the enemy trips your wire, trigger your trap, and you'll have visual of the enemy's feet.
Cage triggered.
By now you'll have noticed I haven't put any attacking placements in this video. I found that using Cypher's utility when attacking is extremely situational. And for the most part, if you use your wires to cover flanks and cams to obtain quick bits of information, you'll be doing alright. Having said that, I did want to share this cage setup for pushing through A main onto A site, if you don't have a teammate who has smokes. This first throw covers you from an enemy opping long,
Cage triggered.
while the second will cover enemy LOS from heaven. This will also take some practice, but I've used this combo a number of times to a push on A, and although it's situational, I found that it works really well. And that's going to do it for this Cypher guide. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video to be helpful, please hit that like button. If you want to keep up with all of my content, consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and as always guys, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.